day today, and today I would like to talk about perspective. That's an interesting subject. Today I would like us to just look at most religions see us as separate beings apart from one almighty being. Spiritualism teaches that we are all one being living different perspectives, and that bears repeating. We are all one being living different perspectives. This is our true existence. Okay, you can ask me to explain my idea of perspective. Well, let us state it another way. We are one being living out different personalities. Personalities and perspectives are interchangeable here. Though the meaning of the word perspective is much more accurate. If we are indeed one being living out different perspectives, then just how accurate is our viewpoint of life, our single viewpoint of life? Do we have the right to be angry with anyone, hateful to anyone, or feel victimized by anyone? A very wise woman told me just recently that if you are the victim and I am the enemy, then you cannot be in relationship with me. If you are the victim and I am the enemy, then you cannot be in relationship with me. And that's not stating that I'm not going to allow you to be in relationship with me. It means that the door is shut. If you are feeling victimized on this side, and you're going to visualize me as the enemy, you slam the door shut, and there is no opening or space for us to be friends, for you to see me in any other way as the bad guy. So in order to shift the axis on that, we have to not be the victim and not have bad guys. Several of our ancient prophets and teachers have taught us that to love our fellow earthmates as though they were ourselves. And we're saying in the same sentence what I've just said before. We are one being living out other perspectives. Many of the truths taught were done so as metaphors, stories to prove a point. But this truth was meant literally. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are one being, infinite intelligence, and it takes up everything. So we are to love our earthmates as though they were connected, like all the drops of the water in the ocean. And all the drops in the water of the ocean are connected in a way that will be forever connected. There is no disconnectedness there. There is no space or place in the ocean where, oh, now you just have land and then the ocean comes back to it. It's just the ocean. If we acknowledge that we all have a personal, unique outlook on everything, that there is no right or absolute wrong, only our viewpoint. If we recognize that everyone's actions come from a space of wherever they have been, not where they are, but where they have been, and there would be more compassion and understanding. It's like looking at these candles here. If I were to light them and to say that the God spark that is within each one of us is the flame, candles would represent each one of our different perspectives. Yet the flame is the same. The flame is the same. Natural law states that our yesterday's thoughts create our today's reality. So if we stop and think about what we were thinking yesterday and try and trace it to the issues of today, we will see a very clear pattern running from one point to the next. Our thoughts yesterday meeting our thoughts, our thoughts yesterday meeting our reality of today. And spiritualism teaches us to take full responsibility for all that is within our lives. We take responsibility for what's occurring here. I can't blame you. It's all mine. It was my thoughts. This means we need to look at yesterday's thought pattern in order to recognize today's creations. It's not always easy. But remember, when you go to make someone else wrong, that life is a 50-50 proposition. I'm in your life, you're in my life, but what's over here is over here, what's over there is over there. Your thoughts combined with their thoughts, your perspective combined with their perspective, your personality versus their personality equals today's results. Taking personal responsibility is not about being right, and it's not about being wrong. It is that simple task of looking at your actions, recognizing why you are where you are at, and choosing a different path if it didn't work for you the way you wanted it to. Create that different now. Change your belief about the perspective you currently hold if it's not where you want to be. So it's perspective, responsibility, personality. They are all your choice. How wonderful. How absolutely wonderful. You don't like it? Change it. If what you changed it to doesn't work for you, change that too. It's all about your own personal choice, and it's all up to you. Nothing is frozen in stone. Perspective, responsibility, and personality. All those things are changeable. So who do you want to be today? Who do you want to be tomorrow? Because remember that what we think today is who we become tomorrow. If there is somebody that you are looking at and you don't like the path that they're on, don't follow it. And it is as simple as that. You cannot judge their path. It's their path. It's their choice. Let them follow it. Let them learn whatever it is that they're here to go and learn or experience. You don't like it? Don't follow it, but don't judge it. We are one being living different perspectives. Think about that for a minute. Would it be any fun if every single thought that was on the planet's face was the same? Every flower smelled the same, every tree looked the same, every blade of grass was the same. We only had one house we all lived in. When we looked in the mirror, we all looked the same. Our hair was the same. All of us had bad days on the same bad days. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go further into that. That wouldn't be any fun. However, just for one moment, think of it from infinite intelligence viewpoint. Just for one moment. If in the ecstasy of knowledge that with a pure thought and a mere expression of self, you could be a princess, a drag racer, a good old boy, a racist, a murderer, a poor man, or a tycoon, all in one instance, all in one breath, expressed wholly, and you remember it all and completely during the process. How extraordinarily wonderful. We are all one being. We are part of that one being that gets to express it all in one instance.